Hey, Doc, we better back up. We don't have enough road to get up to 88.
Roads? Where we're going, we don't need roads.
So imagine you're sitting in traffic, and I have no patience at all. So I'm sitting in traffic one day, and there's just so many cars all around, and everybody's like, in their little rows, waiting for their signal, waiting for the man to tell them when they can stop and start and where they can go and where they can't go. And this thought dawned on me. It was, what if there are no roads? What if there were no roads? Everyone still had cars and garages and, motorcycles, bicycles, everything that, you could transport yourself on. But what if there were no roads? So you leave your house, you pull out of your, your garage, and then you just go wherever you want. You got to get from A to B the fastest you can. And this thought dawned on me when I'm sitting there. I'm like, what? I can see like a path, but to take this path to get me where I needed to go, I have to go into oncoming traffic, hop a curb, go through some bushes, drive through a parking lot, and then cut through traffic on the other side, hop over the curb again. But you know what? What if you could do it? Basically, you would live your life driving like you were in Grand Theft Auto. That would be what reality is.
I picture it like you sit in your car. First of all, you were having a bad day this day.
Yeah. Oh man.
I can already tell. But
it's a diabolical idea.
Yeah, it's not. This is not something you're having a good day and you think about. I picture myself getting into my car. If I had a garage that I parked my car in, it's backed in. I sit in the driver's seat. I start the engine. I press the button on like one of those big old fashioned like garage door openers with just one button. The door opens and I just gun it out of my down the driveway onto the street, and I just
no street. It's grass or it's dirt. It's something.
Nobody would want to live on like. So our house is just strewn about, just wherever.
That's it. Wherever your land is, you put your house wherever you want. There's no road to hold you back on where you can put your house.
It would just be chaos.
It would be.
I would love it. Imagine like being also in your bed, like you live on you sleep on the first floor, and like there's just cars whizzing by your window.
You're cutting your grass one day, and somebody drives right over your lawn.
Yeah, right. It's just like total chaos.
The norm.
I love it.
And even today, Jen and I went to go pick up a Christmas tree, and we're driving through Rentham, like, town center, and, there's 2 or 3 cars in front of me, and I'm, taking a right to get onto the road we need to get on. And there's a couple cars in front of me with the yield sign or a stop sign, and on my left, I can see this big 18-wheeler truck coming through the traffic light to my left, and I'm like, I just had this urge of me, like, I gotta get in front of this fucking truck. And what if I just whipped it around these cars and hopped the curb and drove myself around and got out in front of this tractor trailer? Because I don't want to sit in traffic. I don't have the patience for it. So I think it'd be a really cool concept. If we ever if someplace up in Maine, let's say, they decide to do this as a pilot program, I'd be more than happy to be a part of it.
It'd be dangerous for pedestrians, for sure.
It would be very dangerous.
You definitely wouldn't want to be someone walking around on the road.
Or would it, though? Because,
no, I think it would be.
Pedestrians can walk wherever they wanted to walk. But pedestrians walk so many places to avoid them.
Pedestrians already walk where they want to walk anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
Right. But you don't have the safety of a sidewalk now. It's just a free-for-all.
The other thing, too, is and this is going to sound crazy, but I do genuinely agree with you in a lot of ways on this. Number one is a lot of people think they have actual control in their lives.
Yeah.
Like these people, these city planners that are planning the roads and putting in the stop signs and telling you to slow down here, they have no control. They have perceived control.
Right.
Because if one of us decided to snap, a stop sign isn't going to come wrestle me out of my car before I run down a family down the road going 65 miles an hour in between cones.
Right by a school.
No one's going to stop me from driving through a playground.
No, it's the invisible traffic hand controlling us and where we can and we can't go. I say we do away with it and just, it's a free-for-all. There'd be no more traffic, right? That's a benefit.
Yeah, yes.
But, you walk at your own risk. So it's a little give and
take. That would be a lot more car
also, if there's no roads or if we decide to do it now, there's obviously still roads in play. So eventually the roads would have to go away, but like we would just stop taking care of them. So like all the bridges in Rhode Island are already fucked, so just let them go. But then eventually it's going to be so hard to get from city to city.
Yeah.
Like how does anybody get to Boston?
Bro, cars that are smashed at the beginning, like the pilot era, there'd be smashed cars all over the place, blocking things. Nobody can get anywhere. It'd be pretty chaotic.
Oh, absolutely, it'd be chaotic.
But I think if we, did away with it, and then I think, in a couple of years, it'd be fine.
We would figure it out.
Yeah, definitely.
We would figure it out. And then eventually, like 100 years from now, people would be like, you know what? We should just have roads. Like, it's going to be the opposite thing. It's going to be like there should be law and order, stop signs, red lights. And then one day, there's going to be one person that decides that, no, I'm just going to floor it out of my garage and just go straight through my fucking neighbor's gazebo in the backyard and just go to work.
I remember this guy I used to work with, Jason. He told me he went to Cairo, Egypt one time. And there, like, they have, all paved roads, and the roads have the, the traffic lights and the stop signs and the, all the lines in the road. And, like, I don't know if he wasn't the type of guy to mess with me, even though he, maybe he was. But he told me that the entire city is gridlocked at, like, 8 o'clock in the morning because even though they have all of these rules, no one stays in the lines on the roads. It's just chaos, mayhem from during rush hour all day. So, like, you get stuck on the road in your car all day.
There is, with increased population, there's always going to be that issue with traffic. And there has to be a way to fix it. I don't know if getting rid of the roads is the way you fix it, but it's an option. And no one else is putting up any other options.
It's something. True. It's something. Nothing drives me crazier than sitting in traffic or waiting, being in the car longer than I have to be. And you know what's weird too? Like I love me a good road trip, but I hate sitting in traffic.
Yeah, right. Well, yeah, it's different though, because sitting in traffic a lot of the times you're doing something that's monotonous. You've sat in this traffic a million times. When you're doing a road trip, it's like that's the reason why you're out there is to be on the road. So.
Right, at least you have a destination in mind. I do think you're giving human beings a little too much credit that we'd figure it out.
Oh, this would be, in some areas, this would be absolute chaos.
Like, we can't agree to wear a mask in a pandemic, but we're going to figure out
in some
driving over people's lawns and running people down.
You know what this is like? In some areas, it would be total chaos that nobody would be able to control themselves. It'd be like the purge. And then in other areas, it would be like the 5 minutes you spend every, like, third time you play Grand Theft Auto and you're like, you know what? I'm going to obey the traffic lights and I'm going to stop right here. I'm not going to steal any cars.
Right. Not going to hit anybody, any pedestrians.
I'm going to stay in the lane. I'm not going to shoot any hookers. Like everything is just, status quo.
That is true.
But how much easier is it in Grand Theft Auto when you don't pay attention to any of those rules?
I need a car. I'm taking this car. I'm just driving over this lawn and I'm hitting this. It's.
I used to just shoot people. Like I would just immediately bazooka a helicopter and then.
5 stars.
5-alarm fire. Yep, forget it. And I'm like, all right, there we go.
Another thing too, I think it would make it might be tough in the in the suburbs, in rural areas. Mostly, the problem would be in the suburbs. But I think in the city, like if there is no roads, then there would be more buildings or bigger buildings, so there would be no traffic in the city, and everybody maybe there's more subways, maybe there's more pedestrian walkways and easier ways to get places. All of a sudden, I'm seeing pollution going down the tubes.
Yeah.
Like less cars in the road. Pretty good idea.
There are definitely benefits. I don't know.
I think when you do the PowerPoint to the U.S. government, just explain the environmental aspects of it.
I got to get myself. I got to get my PowerPoint together and get all the special effects in because you need the effects. And I got to get to the, the current commander-in-chief while I still can to present this idea because I feel like,
that's the only way
someone with a fully functioning brain might not approve of this idea.
It might pass if you get to Trump. You never know.
It'd be his last thing he does in office. Declare no roads. And everybody will just look at each other and be like, we don't know what that means. Like, there's still roads.
Only us three know.
The roads just don't go away. They're still here.
That way police can focus on what really matters instead of, pulling me over for blowing through a stop sign.
Well, that's the most bullshit thing there is. Yeah,
right.
Safety on the road. I don't need it.
I think that lived up to the hype of the tease.
Well, I'm glad we got through it because if another scenario pops up where I think about life would be so much easier if there were no roads, I'll bring it up. But oh man, I'm glad we could finally get that out after a 3-week tease.
Me too. Well, having said that, welcome to the Average Nobody's podcast, number 102 for December 4th, 2020. You want to know why I know it's December 4th? Because this son of a bitch that I'm selling a doll to on eBay, I'm selling, listen.
A doll?
Listen, so yes, I haven't told you guys this, but I've been selling dolls on eBay.
What kind of dolls?
Like
American Girl
dolls? Yeah. So like, but from like Germany. They're like
boy.
hot shit. I got these dolls in a certain manner. I can't really say on air. It's not illegal. Just someone gave them to me essentially, and they just wanted to get rid of them, so I'm selling them. And they're worth a little bit of money. I'm making a little extra scratch to the side. I shipped this doll out on Monday. It was set to be there today, and the tracking says it's going to be a day late. And this lady, I assume it's a lady by her name on eBay, but lady something, she says that it hasn't arrived. And I'm like, well, if you look at the tracking that I gave you, it says that it's going to be a day late. She filed something with eBay.
You don't control the mail.
I was like,
is it her first rodeo?
I was like, kid, so how this works in this scenario is eBay reaches out to you and be like, this person filed a claim. They didn't receive their item. Well, how would you like to respond? Give them a refund or give eBay tracking information so they can look into it. So I gave them the tracking information and the thing was dropped. But like, take it easy, lady. It's a day. How
do you not know how
fucking need your doll now?
Right. No. It's not like it's heart medicine or anything. Everything's gonna be fine if she gets her doll.
I'm getting into heart medicine next, and I'm gonna delay it. I'm gonna put on the slow. I'm gonna fucking line ship it on a fucking train.
Oh, Jesus. It's also Jay-Z's birthday today.
Who?
Jay-Z?
Jay-Z.
Hove?
Yeah.
Is he a
I
celebrity
don't know if he was one of your celebrity ones.
He's not on here, oddly enough.
No.
He's not even on the IMDb list.
Speaking
Well,
of
he's not an actor.
celebrity birthdays.
How about that transition?
You like that?
Let's get into everyone's favorite game show. What's the age of this celebrity? That's not even... I think that we need to have a more clever name, right? What are celebrity birthdays?
Celebrity birthdays.
What's the age of the celebrity is kind of deconstructed. Okay,
Yeah, I don't like that. I'm sorry, Matt.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna just leave then.
All right. So last week we started keeping track of the score for celebrity birthdays, and you get 1 full point if you get the celebrity from the riddle. You get another full point if you get their age. And I decided that, if you guys team up and figure it out together, then you each get half a point. So right now the total is Matt has 0.5 points and Ryan has 1.5 points.
This is through 1 week.
2.5.
No, 1 week.
This is 1 week. You have 2.5, Ryan?
Yeah, Adam shorted me. Remember I
right.
texted
He has
you after?
2.5.
Okay. Well, it's worse for me. Ryan's at 2 points on me.
All right, so here we go.
Is
Matt
Mitch
might
still
have an advantage because he's here in person. You can't read my, beautiful facial expressions to try to figure out what it is.
I don't think that's going to help me.
I don't either.
All right. Presently known for his creepy cameos, he was born in Mississippi and not California on Saturday night.
Fred Armisen.
It is Fred Armisen. Happy birthday, Fred Armisen. How old do you think Frederick is today?
Frederick Armisen. I am going to say 46.
I'm going to say he's 47.
He is 54 years old.
Wow.
All right, so that's
Good for
another
him.
one for Ryan.
I guess he's like one of those people that is always going to look the same age almost. Like he probably looked how he did now at like 30.
Yeah, he looks pretty much the same.
He doesn't look old or young. He just exists.
All right, so this one might be tough if you don't know the actor's name, but
Remember, we can do lines. We can do character names for lesser points and lines from the movie.
right, a
for
character
lesser
name will
points.
get you half the point.
Okay.
If I said this actor's name in the mirror 3 times, I wonder if he'd bring me bees
Beetlejuice, Michael Keaton.
or Kit Kats.
I'm sorry. Could you
Bees or
complete
Kit
that again?
Kats. If I said this actor's name in the mirror 3 times, I wonder if he'd bring me bees or Kit Kats.
It's not John
Kit
Singleton,
Kat.
is it?
What is a Kit Kat? Is
Candy
it
bar.
okay?
The Candyman. Well, he's Candyman in the new Jordan Peele movie, but he's also Black Manta.
No, you were right the first time. It's the Candyman.
It's not the same guy? He's not Black Manta in
He is Black Manta, but like this is the
Oh, okay.
Candyman, the original Candyman. It's his birthday today.
It's not John Singleton. Is that his name? No.
No.
Oh, there's an original Candyman? Not like
Yeah.
Jordan-
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like 4 Candyman movies.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I had
they're
no idea.
I can
horrifying.
picture his,
I had
I
no
can picture
idea.
his face.
Never seen him.
All right, sorry, that's it. Well, I'll give Matt a half a point for getting the Candyman. His name is Tony Todd, and there are a number of Candyman movies.
I did not see. So is he the Candyman in the other movies, and then the new guy is someone different?
So I think he'll be. It might be like a passing of the torch type of deal
Okay.
in the new one. I don't know because
I've never seen
next year.
I've never seen. I knew that. No.
He's got the hook for a hand.
Yeah, I mean,
Bees come out of his
I'm
mouth. A little-
familiar with the Jordan Peele thing that's coming or was coming.
I did a little bit of research. Well, in my search about Tony Todd, I found out that while filming the Candyman movies, it was built into his contract that every time he got there's bees. Bees are a lot to do with the movie.
Yeah,
Every time he got stung by a bee, he'd get $1,000.
that's pretty good.
And it must have been a lot of times because there's a lot of bees in those movies.
Is there stipulations like you can't like force the bee to sting him?
I don't know. How do you do that?
I mean, I need to taunt
Bee-
the bee. I feel
bee
like
whistle?
I feel like if I needed
Just
to, I
act
could get a bee.
irritated.
Yeah, I feel like I could get a bee to sting me if I needed to.
I don't know.
Or you swear at it.
Yeah, fuck you, bee.
Fuck you. All right.
Fucking hate you.
So how old do you think Tony Todd is today?
Jesus. I'm gonna say Tony Todd is 77.
I'm going to say 71.
Tony Todd is 66 years old today. So that's a half a point for Matt. Matt's up to 1.
Yay.
All right, so she was never America's Next Top Actress, but she was an ugly coyote in the magazine Hidden Under My Mattress as a teenager.
Piper Perabo.
No.
Tyra Banks.
It is Tyra Banks.
Oh shit! Okay, all right. I was thinking, like, is that Ryan? The one you just said, was that the other girl in it, or one of the girls in
And she
Coyote
does,
Ugly?
She was the main girl in
Yeah,
Karaoke, the
that's who I
blonde.
was thinking of.
but Tyra Banks does America's Next Top Model. She never really
Right.
became an actress. You see what I'm doing here?
Hey, smart.
Hey, so that's another point for Ryan. How old do you think
I hate this game.
Little Miss Tyra Banks is today?
Why'd you
Weird
phrase it
saying
like that?
it like that.
Little Miss Tyra Banks. She was horrendous on Dancing with the Stars this season. She's the host.
Really?
She
I feel like
replaced,
she's hit or miss.
yeah, she replaced.
Like she never. I feel like there's a reason she never became a big time actress.
why can't I think of the girl's name she replaced? Who's the? Oh my God, sideline reporter.
Aaron
Aaron
Andrews?
Andrews?
Aaron Andrews. Yeah, Aaron Andrews was bad too, but Tyra Banks is pretty bad.
I'm gonna say Tyra Banks is 47.
I'm gonna say Tyra Banks is. I'm trying to think from her. The famous Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition is what I'm
Oh,
thinking of,
Jesus.
and that's like early aughts. She probably. Oh, I'm gonna say she's 39.
She is 47. Ryan with the
Yeah.
double
Wow,
whammy.
what the fuck?
Wow.
Matt, you're getting stomped.
I'm getting slammed. Jesus, she looks really good for 47.
She does. She looks
Fuck.
great for 47. I just figured she's been around for so long.
Yeah, but I thought she'd be young. When did that Sports Illustrated come out? Which one was that? 2008? 2007?
I have no idea.
No, I think it was before that.
You think so?
I think so.
I'm going to look it up.
All right.
I mean, I know I am not saying you're wrong.
Oh man, I can picture it with the.
I
I can
know,
picture the cover in
I
my
know.
mind.
Oh, I can too. I just feel like it was before
96.
college.
Wow, I was way
Yeah.
off.
Jeez.
That's what fucked me. Okay, that's what fucked
Yeah.
me.
All right, so I got 2 more. Matt, are you ready?
Yeah,
I want
I'm
you
ready.
to get stomped.
She
out
was
of
on
or
the
get
2000.
distracted.
She was on the cover of 2019 too.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Good for her.
there was like 3 covers and one
Still
of them
got
was
it.
Gronk's wife and okay. There you go.
An Oscar winner who's prettier than the Mona Lisa and the best May a spider could ask for.
Oh shit. Oh God.
Uh,
Oh no.
Sally Field? No.
No. From the wrestler and
Oh, Ryan's gonna get it.
I,
Marissa Tomei.
Marissa Tomei.
why couldn't I think of that? I fucked myself.
I'll give you a half a
Hey,
point. I'll give
yeah,
you a
you
half.
got a half
Oh,
That's a split.
fuck me.
That's a split. It is Marissa Tomei. Happy birthday, Marissa Tomei. Another one. Still got it.
Why did I think of the wrestler?
I should have thrown
first?
something in there about her going
was gonna
on a
say my
date
cousin
with
Vinny.
George Costanza.
Yeah, well that's the oh fuck.
How old do you think Marissa Tomei
God
is today?
damn it.
And this one is shocking. A little shocking, I guess.
I'm gonna say 54.
I'm gonna say she's. If Adam thinks it's shocking, it's either she's super young or super like older than he thinks, way older than he thinks, or way younger. I'm gonna say that she's 63. I'm dying here.
She's 56. I guess it's not
That's not that far off. What did Ryan? What did you say?
72.
I said 54.
All right. So you're 2 off. I'm 7 off.
All right, so. All right, I got one more.
I'm so bad.
Last one.
I can't. For the record, I can't guess kids' ages any either. Like I'm not.
Yeah, that's hard.
They could be like 4 or 16. that's it. No in between.
So a cowboy with true grit in his spare time, who has a crazy heart, and in his spare time is also one cool dude.
And he's got cancer. Is that
I
part of
don't
the
know.
rule? Yeah,
No, it's not. It is Jeff Bridges. You have to wait. It's like Jeopardy. You have
I'm
to
sorry.
wait until I'm done with the
No,
question.
I think you should be able to.
I didn't know that.
I don't know. I guess there should be rules, but Ryan gets
All
it.
right, I'm
anyway.
gonna do it
I
again.
wasn't going to get it. I wasn't going to get it.
All right, so that's another. Oh shit! That's another one for Ryan. How old do you think Jeff Bridges is today?
I'm going to say 68.
Matt.
Fuck.
Matt, you're getting beat.
I know.
You need this.
I'm aware. You said 68, Ryan?
I did.
Fuck. I'm going to say 67.
Jeff Bridges is 71 today.
Fuck me.
Wow.
That's a nice effort. Good effort. Solid round, Ryan, with a lot of points.
What do you get now? What does he have, like 10?
So Ryan is up to 7 points,
I have 1.5.
and Matt has 1.5.
Hey.
So until next time, those are your celebrity birthdays.
I hate this game. I hate it so much. I hate it. All right. Let's get into what we've been watching. Ryan, what have you been watching?
Yes. So we're going to break this down into, I'll start off with what I'm still watching from the last episode. So Fargo finished up, which I know you are caught up as well, Matt, correct?
Yeah, finished it. Yep.
Yeah. So season 4 is over. I thought it was really good. I know we texted about it a little bit. I still think season 1 and 2 are better in different ways. But I thought this was a really good season, especially with Chris Rock and Jason Schwartzman playing against type. Like, they're obviously more comedic actors, but having them be like rival mob bosses, I thought they did a good job with it and mixed in a bit of humor here and there. And it was just like a chaotic season.
Yeah.
I felt like they sacrificed the plot a little bit with that, where they just kind of murdered everyone. But it still worked. It helped kind of having it on Hulu, like the day of or the day after, so you could kind of binge it if you needed to. But overall, I thought it was a good season. And then finished part 3 of Murder on Middle Beach.
Yeah,
which part 4,
I did as well.
Yeah, part 4, the finale is coming Sunday, so I'll save till the next podcast. We could probably chat about that, the whole thing.
I just want, before you move on from, are you going to talk about Fargo too, Adam, or are you?
I still haven't even seen season 3. So.
Okay, well, I just want to touch on Fargo before we move on. That way it finishes mine too. But I think you're right. I think Chris Rock did a really good job of playing opposite, like an opposite cast of what he normally plays. But I do think that Jason Schwartzman was more he was ruthless and he was more serious, but I think that he played this middle ground between what he normally plays and an opposite, like what Chris Rock played. So Chris
Rock was just 100% serious 100% of the time.
Yeah,
but Schwartzman would kind of certain episodes he would be a little more whimsical and silly.
Yeah,
and then other ones he would be a little more demented.
And then my standout for that show was Jason Schwartzman's brother, the brother straight from Italy. And so I was talking with a friend at work today, and he was telling me about this show called Gomorrah. Are you familiar?
I am not.
So Gomorrah, they relate it to, and I was watching the trailer, they were talking about how they basically equate it to almost like a Sopranos mixed with Breaking Bad type show. And it's all in Italian. It's filmed in Italy. And it used to be on Netflix, but now HBO has it, or vice versa. And there's 4 seasons of it. And it stars him. He's one of the main characters. and he was telling me that it's phenomenal. He said it's really good, and that he is like a huge star in it.
Oh, interesting. I'll have to check. What is it on? Stars?
I think it's on HBO. Something happened where it started in one of those places, and then the other one picked it up for the next 2 seasons. But there's 4 seasons total, I think, and it's called Gomorrah. Gomorrah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was really, really good. Like once he got introduced, like things started picking up, and I thought he did a really good job.
Yes.
Just being like the muscle. He wasn't like the smartest guy, but
no, yeah, but
muscle.
definitely crazy. He had like the crazy, like you could see whites on all sides of his eyes. The way,
that stare was maniacal.
Yes.
Also, still, I'm caught all the way up, including today's episode of The Mandalorian, which has been awesome. I'm pissed that you guys aren't caught up because, like, a new character got introduced in this episode, this badass character that I wanted to pick your guys' brains on, but I'll have to wait until you guys catch up.
I'm probably gonna watch it tonight. We can go talk about it next week.
All right. Perfect.
Adam needs to get on that. You've only seen 2?
Yeah, I've only seen 2. I watched the one with all the spiders in it. That was haunting.
Wasn't it? It was terrifying.
That was terrifying.
too many.
Was that worse?
That's probably why my neck hurts so much, because like ever since I saw that, I've been like, I can feel him crawling up my spine.
Was that better or worse than watching Return of the King? The spider from
Better. The spider from Return of the King is disgusting.
Terrifying.
That is like,
and he gets the fucking stinger.
He gets
in his fucking gut. Yeah, it's gross.
So I'm gonna tease something for next episode because I know my big one I want to talk about is Batman v Superman. But I was introduced by Holly to the NCCU. Do you guys know what that is?
no.
The Netflix cinematic Christmas universe. It's like all those like cheesy, awful Netflix Christmas movies, and they're amazing in the best way.
Do they connect? Or
they all connect.
They all
connect.
Is it like connect. Tyler Perry movies, like that kind of stuff?
No, it's just like the plots and like characters and like things kind of pop up. It's like if someone with an IQ of like 14 tried to make a Quentin Tarantino universe thing.
Okay.
But it's like it's like harmless fun. So I'll wait until next week to go further into that. But I just wanted to tease it. So I've been watching The Office season 8, like rewatching it, and I know I talked to you guys about it, but it's so criminally underrated. I feel like people just write off 8 and 9 because Steve Carell's gone. 9 I can see because they dig too much into Jim and Pam's marriage and like are they going to break up? Which no one wanted to see that in the final season.
Yeah. Like
you're invested in them, no one. But I thought season 8 was really, really good. There's a ton of good episodes. You have like Garden Party, and then Spooked, which is that season's Halloween episode, back to back are really good back to back episodes. And then you have the 3 or 4 episodes in Florida. So I just wanted to mention that because I feel like 8 and 9 just automatically gets written off for even people who like The Office. They just like refuse to admit that those seasons are good, but I really like them. And then I found like a perfect high show. So like you're capping off the night and you just want to like curl up under a blanket and watch a show, and it's called Gathering Storm. So it's a Nat Geo show and it's on Disney Plus. And what National Geographic did was they gave all marine workers, so like fishermen, the Coast Guard, oil rig workers, they give them all National Geographic cameras, like thousands of people, their cameras, whenever a hurricane is coming into a certain area of the country. And they have like all firsthand footage of the hurricane like coming and then like the damage it leaves. And like it's super fascinating and really fun if you're high to watch. So I'd highly suggest that. I know, Matt, you said you think it would be terrifying watching all that, but it's actually pretty fun.
Natural disasters give me the worst anxiety because of how real it is. Like the only way I really get through like everyday life is knowing that like Rhode Island has a very low chance of getting hit by a tornado. Tornadoes terrify me. And so
hurricanes are very real for us.
Well, hurricanes, yes, are very real, but I'd rather take my chances with water, especially since I have a boat, over and I'm a good swimmer,
like,
over a tornado.
Like if it hits your house, it's over. Like you can't like avoid it.
I mean that episode of Fargo fucking terrified me.
Yeah, that was horrifying.
Horrifying. Yeah.
Yeah, just getting swept up in a tornado and then that's it. No one sees you again.
That's it. Over.
So to finish up, I did at your guys' request, and you think that I would like it. I did watch the entire Batman v Superman,
The Ultimate Edition.
Yes.
the Ultimate Edition, the
Okay.
3-hour and 10-minute edition. I liked it. I thought it was really good. I thought Affleck was a great Batman, and obviously Henry Cavill is a really good Superman.
Yeah.
How many badass lines does Ben Affleck have in that movie?
He does. He's a way cooler Batman than most of them. Not than all of them with Christian Bale, but he was definitely better than Christian Bale in The Dark Knight Rises, I thought. Like his character than the final.
And it's
Dark
a
Knight
different
one.
Batman than all the other Batmans, because like this is the Batman at his wit's end. You know what I mean? Like he's doing it to save more than just Gotham at this point. You know what I mean? Like he's breaking his his codes to. He's ready to kill this guy. He's ready to kill Superman.
Right. And I had a couple issues with it, and it's the same issue I have with every superhero movie. It's those long, the final fight scene was like 45 minutes.
Oh yeah.
And it's like, to me, I don't know. It just feels like a waste. Like and that's just my opinion. And I'm sure people who like superhero movies like those long ass fight scenes where there's just constant destruction and, back and forth. But I can't do it for that long. I'd much rather be watching dialogue or the plot moving forward. It just feels like it comes to a standstill and they need to fill time. So they're just going to CGI the fuck out of it. And, you just got to sit there and watch. And even though they're iconic characters, to me, it doesn't have the same effect as a good, dialogue scene or a good scene moving the plot forward. So, and that's how I feel about all of them. The Iron Mans, the Thors, the Captain Americas.
Yeah, those big third act battles in all these modern superhero movies are it's a trademark. Like they all use them, especially Scott Snyder in his DC movies, the Justice League, the theatrical version, and Man of Steel. They all have a third act, huge over the top fight scene. But yeah, so
so I get what you're saying, and I feel like Batman v Superman is a little different because that 45 minutes fight scene is split into two parts. Because the first part is Batman versus Superman,
Which I hated.
And then why?
I thought it was so stupid.
Oh my God, Ryan!
He only stopped until he said his mom, because they had the same mom name. Come on, that's so dumb.
You have the same complaint that a lot of people do. And granted, it's not the strongest transition, but it does make sense in the writing, I think. I can't. It's tough for me because I'm a super defender of the movie. So
it humanizes Superman for Batman. Because he just sees him as an alien,
right?
Until he realizes he has a mother, and their mother's and that's why if it just said for Carol, you know what I mean, it wouldn't have hit home, but it hits home because it's a name he recognizes. But no, I do. That is not an uncommon complaint.
Yeah, and I just as a casual viewer, it just made him look kind of silly because now all this destruction's happening. You're wasting all this time. Yeah. Fighting each other, and then he says, a name that you think's your mom's name, and it's all right, we could have sped this up a little.
I have a question, and this is something I wanted to ask you since you told us you were going to watch it. So a big thing that Adam and I always talk about with Batman v Superman, one of the biggest blunders of the movie is the fact that they bumble the marketing. They absolutely fumble the shit out of it. Mm-hmm. Whereas they put out a trailer. And first they showed Wonder Woman, right?
In the trailer.
They showed Wonder Woman in the trailer, which is such an unnecessary thing to do. You don't need to do that. But fine. No. You want to show that Wonder Woman is also this. You want to build your new cinematic universe. You're trying to go after Marvel. Fine. Then they release a trailer and they show about Doomsday. I almost said Abomination. They show Doomsday. And that's just totally ridiculous because, and I'm wondering your opinion, in my opinion, the movie's called Batman v Superman. As soon as you introduce another super villain, one of Superman's biggest villains, you ruin the title of the movie.
Right.
It's not. It's that they're gonna work something out and they're both going to fight against Doomsday.
Right.
That ruined it.
Yeah. I agree. I thought it was silly, especially when the main fight scene was going to be against Doomsday. Why would you want to spoil that for the fans who think they're now? Right. You're almost making Batman versus Superman secondary.
Right. We always say imagine how people were up in arms about them showing Doomsday in the trailer, for the reason that Matt said, and like on top of it because people weren't happy with the the character design. But like, imagine how much everybody would have shit their pants if no one knew that Doomsday was in the movie, and then he shows up in the movie.
That would have been cool.
And then,
Wonder
like, that's
Woman
also,
too. I mean, she's
that's
in it,
also
but
a
not as Wonder
signal
Woman
to
until then.
Superman dying too. That Doomsday being in the movie.
Yeah.
Like,
So he really died?
He dies.
Yeah.
Like when in the comic book when Superman fights Doomsday, they both kill each other. So I mean that was like a signal that was going to happen.
Yeah, it's too bad.
Yeah, I wonder why they did that.
It's because here's why. Because I think that if you had asked Scott Snyder, I think that he would have said no. Like I think that a lot of people that are like doing movies, like especially a DC comic book movie, nothing is bigger at the time when BVS came out. Nothing is bigger than comic book movies at the box office.
Right. You don't need anything more than Batman and Superman. Those are your two biggest properties.
It's a comic book movie, and it's a Batman and Superman movie, and it's them fighting each other. You don't even need to print posters. You don't even need to tell people it's coming out. Like it'll sell tickets. It'll put asses in the seats. But you get stupid marketing departments that don't see the other side of it. They just see like, okay, how can we get the mass majority of people to like understand what this movie is so they can come and see it? They don't want no mystery, which sucks for a lot of movies. They ruin it.
Yeah, I feel like they could have you would have sold the same amount of tickets, if not more, not using Doomsday.
I mean,
I don't think Doomsday brought people into the thing. Like you were like, oh, now I have to.
Well,
see it. Batman or Superman wasn't enough.
They probably have studies saying that it did, and you would never really know. But their argument is that it did. Like that, it did bring asses to the seats by showing Doomsday ahead of time.
Also,
I think not.
Also, I think like part of it was like I said before that this is a different Batman than all the other Batmans. Like this Batman, people that love the Christian Bale movies and the Michael Keaton ones, they're like, how's Batman gonna fight Superman? How's that possible? It's not even gonna be a fight. He's gonna lose. But like in the comic books, part of Batman's mystique is that he's always prepared and he always has a plan.
Yeah,
and that's like. He hangs tough with all these super beings because of that. You know what I mean? He's just a guy with huge balls and a bat suit with a plan. And so I feel like that was tough for people to get past the Christian Bale Batman, which was awesome, but it's a totally different realm.
Yeah. I did think Jeremy Iron should have been in it more.
Oh, yeah, he was awesome.
Well,
he was really good.
Hopefully, if everything goes well, Scott Snyder was saying that he has a larger role in his cut of Justice League. So you might see him in Justice League more.
So the first time I watched it, I stopped watching it when the courthouse blew up.
Okay.
So that's what I missed everything after that, which is a lot.
Yeah.
And also, how good is Lex Luthor?
He's really. I love Jesse Eisenberg. As long as he plays that type of role, I think he's good. Like I could never picture him in just like a straight up role, but when he has to play this like weird, OCD like hypercentric character, he's really really good. I mean, he nails it.
And his score, Lex's score, is second to none. Like when he's walking on the ship with the briefcase in his hand to go get that's when he goes in to put Doomsday. To put Zod's body in the thing.
He starts his experiment.
And he starts walking and it's like the dun and like it's
violin.
Yeah, right. It's so good.
I think people had a problem with Jesse Eisenberg because everybody's dicks were hard for it to be Bryan Cranston off of Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
Everybody was
I don't think he would have been as good.
No. You needed the manic he
had a little bit of Heath Ledger's Joker to him, just like that weird tick.
And he's a young Lex Luthor. You know what I mean? Not I don't know, seasoned veteran Lex Luthor. Yeah.
The worst Lex Luthor ever.
Oh my god.
And then, so piggybacking on that, I was in a Ben Affleck mood, so had to watch one, but Holly also wanted to watch something, so we settled on Gone Girl, which is
movie.
One of my favorite, and I can never place the genre. It's crime, thriller, all this stuff, but one of my favorite one of those mystery of the last 5 or 6 years.
So good.
Just such a great movie, perfectly cast with Ben Affleck and then Carrie Coon is his sister. Neil Patrick Harris is really good in it. And who the hell is the main girl? I don't know why I always forget her name. The one who goes missing. I don't know why I can never remember her name.
You got
Rosamund Pike.
Rosamund, yeah. She's
awesome.
That is a tough role to play because you have to be like likable and like then she's, goes through like the vulnerable stage when the trailer park people like rob her. And then she goes into like the, damsel in distress when Neil Patrick Harris saves her. And then she goes into the psychotic phase when she kills him. Like she's playing like 10 different roles in that movie and she does it so well. So I'm glad we went back and watched that. So yeah, sorry I went a little long, but that's what I've been watching.
No, all right. No, this is my favorite part.
Let's hop on to the mattress, Matt.
All right, mine's pretty quick. So I watched Murder on Middle Beach as well. Waiting for the finale this weekend. Can't wait. It's so good. HBO. I don't know if I was talking to you, Ryan, or somebody else, but like HBO must just commit these crimes.
Yeah, I think they do, just to get the documentaries out.
I mean, it's like crazy. It's like in such a way where it's so compelling and they have such good footage and the way, it started with The Jinx, Robert Durst, that whole thing. Like, what a fucking incredible way to end a documentary. You couldn't write a narrative film like that.
No.
But anyway, so Murder on Middle Beach is fascinating. Again, we talked about it before. It's about this kid whose mother gets murdered. And there's like this whole background where like some of the family don't talk to each other. The father is estranged, so you think it's the father. And then there's this whole gifting table aspect to it, which is just like a huge pyramid scheme, like just a straight up disgusting pyramid scheme. Like not disguised as different types of entrees, right? It's like entree dessert.
But they don't like sell products. You just have to like bring money.
That's what I'm saying. It's just you go to these parties and if you're new, you pay $5,000, and then essentially you recruit new people until you get to the point where you're at the top and you collect the money. And the payday for the person at the top of the pyramid, the apex, if you will, is like $40,000.
Crazy.
And then that breaks off until you start a new one. It's bananas. It's just literally exchanging money. There's no good. There's no service. It's just a pyramid scheme. And so there's that whole side to it. And then you're like wondering, oh, is it one of the aunts? And then you're wondering, is it the fucking sister that took off to fucking South America? Is it like, you know what I mean? Like this. Anyway, it's so good. And the finale is this weekend. I highly suggest you watch it. The documentary is done by the son. Obviously, Ryan, you know this, but I'm trying to sell people on it. It's incredible. He documents the whole thing.
I think that's what makes it like more intriguing than most of these kind of true crime documentaries is that like the filmmaker is so close to what happened. Yeah. Like it's not just like some guy or some girl who, stumbled upon this story in the news and wanted to get to the bottom of it. It's like this kid desperately wants to find out who murdered his mother. Yeah. And like ruined his life basically. It's very interesting.
There's you can tell that he like some of the parts of the episodes, he is just like frustrated, like super frustrated with like, cause he is so hot to trot to find this person. Like he wants to find his mother's killer because he just hates this person, like pure hate. And you get a real good glimpse into how much he's like how much he wants to catch this person in the last episode where at the end, the sister is talking to him and he's like, if you could tell the person who killed our mother, like, what would you say? And essentially she was like a non-answer. She was like, I wouldn't say anything. Right. Or like, I have nothing to say to that person, something to that effect. And she was like, what would you say? And he immediately was like, I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you. I was like, that's fucking awesome. Let's go. I hope that I hope it ends in a nice resolving way.
I do too, and like I don't want to look up like, the case or anything, so which is fine. It's only 2 more days, but yeah, I'm very very excited for the finale on Sunday.
Yeah, it's been very good. So anyway, Murder on Middle Beach, watching Mando. I'm 1 behind. I got to watch today. Last week's episode was fantastic. I'm not gonna say anything because Adam hasn't seen it, but it was very good. It was very good.
I'll get there.
It was very good.
Fucking better.
It was so good. And also like they're starting to film the Kenobi show.
Oh shit!
So it's funny. I think a Boston Twitter account or something. Quickly, I was looking at Twitter today. A Boston news station picked up that they're starting filming in Boston next month. for Kenobi. But what they didn't know is that it was Boston, England, and no one has made the correction yet. So it's not Boston, Massachusetts. It's Boston, England. And everybody was like, "Who's the guy who always retweets the Simpsons gifs and memes?" Ryan, we follow him.
Dave.
Yeah,
Mike or?
yeah, Dave, something. Anyway, he put out like a Dunkin'.
Oh,
like
Dave Itzkoff.
Yeah, he like retweeted something and put like a Dunkin' Donuts meme in there. It was really funny.
Speaking of filming in Boston, though, remember that cast list came out a while back for that Netflix movie with like Leo and Jennifer Lawrence.
Yes,
it's just a stacked cast. It's filming at Jen's work.
I saw they were at
Center.
I saw they were at South Station too, filming some scenes.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Pretty sweet.
Nice.
She is green with jealous rage that she doesn't have to go in every day now to run into Leo.
To see Leo. I'm sure Leo is not the type of person, if you're on a movie set, you don't run into him either.
Yeah, I'm sure he isn't exactly out there looking for fans.
I'm continuing watching Lost. I haven't advanced as much. We haven't watched really in the last week or so. But I'm like, we met Michelle Rodriguez. That's as far as I got.
Ooh.
Which I know, Ryan, you don't like Michelle Rodriguez. You don't like her character.
No, I like her character. Holly and Justine hate her.
Oh, okay.
Shocking.
My buddy Chad also hates Michelle Rodriguez. But, I don't want to fucking give it. You haven't watched Lost, right? I'm not going to say anything. Anyway, she did something that I really enjoy. But anyway, I also watched Flubber just off a whim on Disney Plus because it was on there. It's such a good movie, and like I fucking love
I haven't seen
Robin
that since
Williams.
I was a kid.
Man, I remember it like I'm watching it, and there's not one section, like one part of the movie that I forgot about. I'm like, oh yeah, this happens and this happens. Oh yeah, I remember all this. And then the one thing the one thing that I didn't remember was how creepy the love story was in this. So Robin Williams is dating this college professor. He's also a college professor. And if you want to look up her name, Adam.
I'm getting there.
And the
Marcia Gray Harden.
There you go.
James Harden's mom.
Marcia Gay Harden.
And their whole story is that she keeps trying to marry him, and he wants to marry her, but he never shows up to the church. He's just either forgets or he's late or like he doesn't do it. And she's like, all right, this is it. This is the final one. And he invents Flubber and misses the wedding again. And then Shooter McGavin comes in, and he just decides he's going to swoop in and marry her instead, essentially. Like, that's the whole thing. So, like, that's not how this, like, in real life, that's not how this works. Like, one person doesn't marry this person, so instead she marries this other person. It was so weird. It was so, like, 'cause when you're a kid, you don't even really think like that. I was like, yeah, that's how it works. Right. It's Shooter McGavin can marry her now.
Shooter McGavin and Buffalo Bill are in this movie.
Yes. Yeah, that's right. He's like one of the thugs.
Okay.
That tries to steal Flubber along with, I don't know. It's a guy that you'd recognize.
Clancy Brown?
Yeah, you'd recognize him from a million movies.
Yeah.
He's
in Shawshank.
Yes, right.
Starship
That's
Troopers.
Yes, he was one of the prison
He plays
guards.
Mr. Krabs in the SpongeBob movie, apparently.
That's really funny. But anyway, Flubber was good. I liked it a lot. I still like it a lot. And a cool thing that Disney Plus does, to add to this, is that after you're done watching Flubber, they suggest you The Absent-Minded Professor, which was the original movie that it was based off of from like the, 50s or 60s.
Jerry Lewis?
I think. I don't know.
Is that with Jerry Lewis?
I don't know. I didn't watch it or check it out or anything, but yeah, maybe.
I think so.
But yeah, so it's like the old movie that it's based on. There's a lot of Disney movies that the original live action movies are based on other live action movies that are just older. So I think that's pretty cool.
So you're saying Walt Disney is a thief?
I mean, in a lot of ways, Walt Disney is a thief. He's not a thief.
Dig him up.
He's not a thief of joy, though.
Call him out.
And then, so then I also watched Lord of the Rings trilogy. I finished it on Blu-ray, the extended editions.
All of them?
Yeah. So all three of the
4K remasters?
No. So
okay, gotcha.
So I have the Blu-ray discs of both The Hobbit and the Lord of the Rings movies, all the extended ones, and each of them are like 4 hours a piece. The movies
Worth it.
Totally worth it. The Return of the King is such an amazing movie. Anyway, they have 4K remasters now, and I tagged Adam on a tweet on Twitter. You don't realize how how good these 4K remasters are until you look at the side-by-side comparisons to the Blu-rays to these. They're all 100% gone through and color graded like new. Like they're all like look different. They look fantastic, and they're gonna have all this additional footage. Like, I don't know how you can have, and a lot of it is not like additional footage for the main story, but like behind the scenes stuff. And I was, it's a lot of the really cool thing about the Blu-rays I have is the behind the scenes stuff. Every movie, like talking about the 3 Hobbit movies, so 3 of those, and 3 of the Lord of the Rings movies, each one of them has like their own full-length documentary behind the scenes of them making the movie.
Yeah.
And it's some of the best bonus features that I've ever seen on a DVD. And so I was going to get the new 4K remasters, which are out now. You can get them. But I'm waiting. Next summer, they're coming out with a special edition that has even more stuff. And it has The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings all in one. So I'll buy those, and then eventually once they come out with the 8K ones, I'll get those in 10 years, and it's just a vicious cycle.
We'll be talking about this again.
Yeah. So that's it. That's what I've been watching.
I heard that The Godfather 3, I think, has like a 4K remastered version that is supposedly like awesome.
3?
The Godfather 3, yeah.
What is it, like re-edited? Like it was a director's
Yeah, it's
cut?
like re-edited and like recolored or something like that. But the guy I follow on Twitter, Mike Ryan, he does all like the movie reviews and stuff.
Yeah.
And he said like it's actually like you feel like you're watching a different movie. The way they've redone it.
I didn't hate The Godfather 3 as much as people like it's so hard to compare to the first two.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like if it was a movie on its own, it would actually be really good. But you're impossible not to compare it to the first two, which are 2 of like the best movies ever. So it's kind of really unfair.
And then the last thing I'll say that I've been watching, and I'll end it here. I've been watching Sunny. Sunny is so funny.
You know, one of my favorite episodes of Sunny is the Thanksgiving episode when they want to get everybody over to their apartment to sign a treaty and squash their beefs.
Yes.
That's one of my favorite episodes. I feel like it's an overlooked one, but you get so many maniac characters in the same place at the same time, and it was just gold. I love the part where Liam McFoyle, he's got the flesh-colored eye patch and he draws one on. Oh, now when you move the other one.
It's just so funny. The writing is so funny. Like year after year, it's so good. So anyway, I've been watching Sunny. Adam.
So I've actually got a decent list this week. I'll start out with at the bottom of my list. So Jen and I watched The Happiest Season on Hulu. It was all right. I thought it was, I thought it would be funnier. Definitely, I talked to Ryan about it. It needed more Dan Levy in it. I wasn't too psyched about the ending. I was texting Ryan while I was watching it, and he lied to me about the ending, which he lied to me and told me, an ending that I wanted to see, but it was that I would have been happy with. But I wasn't too psyched about the ending that did happen. I don't know, the characters' struggles personally, but I just thought that one of the characters hurt the other character in such a way where it would have been tough to take her back. But it was pretty funny. It was a good holiday movie. It was I don't regret watching it or anything. It was a good holiday movie. Definitely different.
Well, the only reason I lied is because I knew you wouldn't have finished it if I didn't. Yeah.
Oh yeah. And you hit the nail on the head with me there. And I'm sitting there. There's like 2 minutes left of the movie. I'm like, I don't think this is gonna happen. Foiled again. Duped. I also the other day I got to sit down and I watched the first 3 episodes of season 1 of Eastbound and Down. So now I've seen the whole show. I only saw it once. Like I never gone back and rewatched it. That show still holds up. It's fucking hilarious. The first 3 episodes, I'm like belly laughing like a maniac watching these. It's just as funny as I remember. There's definitely some stuff now that's like pretty cringy that definitely wouldn't fly these days, but I'm going to continue. I'm going to finish it. There's only like 20-something episodes in the whole series, all a half an hour each, but I'm definitely gonna blow through that. I finally got a chance to watch the South Park Pandemic special. I'm a huge South Park guy. I like during the the early stages of the pandemic, I caught up on like 3 or 4 seasons. I was behind. that show does not fucking miss. They are on the nose about everything. The chin diapers, the election, people in power, everything with the pandemic, Randy Marsh's fucking stupidity, like Randy Marsh being, the American people. Like, that show does not miss. Like, the, issues with the police, and they do it in such a way where, like, you think about it, but you can still laugh at it. You're like, oh my God, they're pretty right here. This is, it's bad. And they're like, poking fun at it and portray it in such a way where it's, it still makes it fun to watch, I guess. Like the part where, so all the teachers don't want to come back to school when they, lift that ban. So all the cops in the town or the school are the teachers. And so the redheaded cop with the mustache goes, "I'm your new teacher, Detective Harris."
I love when he's like fucking jerking off on all the weed. He's in his little hut, and Sharon's calling him, and he's like, "Sharon, I'm doing something important." And he goes, "Oh, one pandemic special. Okay, coming right up." Like,
You enjoying the pandemic special?
I love the idea that he didn't do them all in advance. He's doing them
at a
one
time.
Yeah, he's doing them like 2 order.
Yeah,
They really did. That was so good.
Yeah.
very funny.
And so Jen is not a South Park person, but I think she's just not like an animated show person. Even like as a kid, she never watched Rugrats. She's a couple years younger than us, but like Rugrats was the show when we were kids.
Yeah, that was the show.
Yeah.
So I just don't think that like she ever watched cartoons, but I really think that this one hit so much that there would be no way she wouldn't like it. So I'm gonna try to get her to sit down and watch it, and I'll report back to you guys on that. Last weekend I had a night to myself. She was on a Zoom call with her friends, and so I decided, you know what? I'm gonna watch 2 movies that I wouldn't watch, unless I was watching them by myself. And the first one I watched was Underwater. Ryan has been trying to get me to watch this movie forever. And like right off the bat, even from the fucking title treatment at the beginning, Matt, have you seen this?
No, I haven't seen it yet.
The title treatment might as well say Alien across the front. It's like the same, like the
it
same
gives
font
vibes.
and the letters like coming together in pieces. Almost exactly the same.
It gives big time Alien vibes from like the dive suits to
So like the costumes, the dive suits, those were awesome. Whoever like the costume designer for that was
It looked really good.
big hats off to the costume designer on that. I was a big fan of Kristen Stewart's costume throughout the movie.
Less is more.
Wasn't it like a tank top?
Yeah. And one of these days, she really wanted me to shave my head and dye what's left of it blonde. I think it would be a good look. I told Ryan that, because Holly's a very private person. So I told Ryan that, when the baby's coming, what I'll do is I'll shave my head and dye my hair blonde so all the attention is on me. And it's to be such a big moment that everybody, Holly had a baby, whatever. Adam's hair looks great.
Look at Adam's hair.
So I think she really appreciates that. But I thought it was really good. It starts out hot right at the beginning, like 5 minutes in, they're in the shit, and it like there are some down points, but it really doesn't let up. It's like $1.45 long. And it's like a really great mission for her, and you find different things out about different characters throughout, and their relationships, and how long they've been down there, who they're working for, like what's down there, and I thought it was a really good movie. It's definitely, if you're into like sci-fi movies like Alien, this one's definitely for you. I would highly recommend it. I think I watched it on HBO Max. Now during this time, I was drinking quite a bit. And so I thought, you know what? I've never seen Con Air. So I put Con Air on, and I've had myself quite a few Captain and Cokes at this point. And like another one right off the bat. I guess I never really thought about what Con Air meant because I live tweeted it at the time. And I never really registered to me that it was about convicts on an airplane, and they call it like, oh, this is the name of the airline, Con Air. I didn't think it was that on the nose.
One of the great thinkers of our generation.
It didn't register.
So he texted me. He goes, they're hijacking the plane. I go, what do you think the con part was?
I was so delighted when I started seeing. First of all, I knew you had a few drinks because you were coming fast and furious with those
I must
tweets.
have missed so much.
And I'm like, dude, you got to put these in a thread because like no one's gonna. They're all out of order. So anyway,
I didn't start the thread until like halfway through.
I loved it though. I loved every second of it because I honestly had no idea that you hadn't seen Con Air. It's one of my
just slipped through the cracks.
It's probably my. It's probably top 3 Nick Cage movies, but it's one of my favorite movies. Like it's so fucking good. Like on some days it could be like top 5 probably.
I feel
it's
like
fucking unbelievable action movie.
Nick Cage was like, I mean, he's the main character, obviously, but he wasn't in like he didn't have like the screen time of the main character.
Well, you want to talk about a star-studded cast?
Oh my god, great cast!
You got in the pantheon of great casted movies. You have Black Hawk Down, you have Saving Private Ryan, you have Armageddon, you have The Outsiders.
Yep.
You have Con Air. They're up in the same breath.
Yeah.
Of all those movies.
So I really liked it. I mean, I'm a sucker for these, as Jen likes to call them, mindless dude movies. And this is the pinnacle of mindless dude movie.
It's great.
And
it's really good.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. So I think I'm gonna, next time I get some Adam time, I've also never seen Face Off with Nick Cage and John Travolta. So I'll get a couple drinks in me and I'll live tweet Face Off. I'll let all of our listeners know what's going down.
It's probably better to watch Face Off with a few drinks in you, honestly.
Yeah, it's a wild ride.
Yes.
And finally, I know I might have mentioned this on the last podcast, but today, before I left to come to meet Matt to do the podcast, I watched the series finale of New Girl. And I will say again that I've never pulled a 180 faster on a show. Like, when I started watching it, it was my 3rd time trying. And I just, fell in love with it again. I loved all the characters. Honestly, you guys there was no character that I didn't like. I'm going to preface this by saying that. But, if I'm ranking characters on which ones I thought were the funniest, Nick Miller's last.
Yeah.
For me.
Yep.
For me, it's Winston by a fucking mile, and then Schmidt, and then Jess, and then Nick. That's my rankings. So
who's number 1?
Winston.
Yeah.
Winston gets me. He's so funny.
Yeah, I don't think Jess is funny.
No, that's why I'm with you, Ryan. I think Jess is last.
I think Jess is super funny.
I don't think women are funny in general.
Oh my god.
No, I don't know. I mean, she's funny, but I don't know. I wouldn't put her above Nick.
Oh, and in the finale too, I was dying when Frank Sinatra pulled his final prank with the eviction notices.
Yes.
I did not see that coming. That was fucking hilarious. And also in that episode is like Jess is like freaking out about moving out of the loft, and she starts like singing the theme song like, "It's Jess." And he's like, "Who's that bitch?" But yeah, I loved that show. It was great. I'm glad you guys pushed me to watch it again. I've been looking for like another 20-minute show like that, a comedy, so I can just veg out to. And I caught 2 episodes of Two Broke Girls the other day, and I was fucking crying. So now I have to upgrade my Hulu subscription so I can watch Two Broke Girls.
You can only watch. You can't watch Two Broke Girls on a. I have the free one too.
Yeah, I've got the $2 one, and Two Broke Girls is locked.
There's
so
a
is
$2
King of
one?
Queens.
There's a $2.
Oh yeah, $2 a month.
Wait, but what do you get for? What don't you get?
I have no idea.
You get to watch one show.
So much is blocked.
So I have the $7.99 one. Is that right? I don't even know what I paid for it. But
it
has hella ads.
I have the same one you have.
Yeah, it has so many fucking ads.
Yeah, mine too.
But ads are good sometimes. Get up, take a piss.
Thank you.
Check your phone.
I said that when we were watching New Girl. Like, I love having no ads, but when I'm watching something on Hulu and I got these ads, it's nice to get up, get myself a snack, go to the bathroom.
One of the biggest, the PlayStation 5 came out a few weeks ago. One of the biggest problems with it is in next generation, like there's no load times for any games.
Oh my god!
Which is exactly like getting rid of commercials. It's a huge detriment because I have like a routine. Sometimes I'll get up, I have to like change the laundry while the loading screen's up. No more of that. It's just locked in, 100%.
Eyes glued to the screen.
Yeah, but. Yeah, I didn't know there was a $2.99 a month one.
Yeah.
That's very cheap for
very
Hulu.
cheap. I think it was from Groupon or something. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
But
that's weird. I guess I don't know. But yeah.
Wait, do you get Two Broke Girls?
I'll have to check now.
have to report
I have
back
to
to me,
see.
'cause
Yeah,
I
I
don't-
had to see.
Because I
Maybe I don't.
watched it. It was like a 2-hour block, and it was 2 episodes of King of Queens. It was fucking hysterical.
King of Queens is the
It's
greatest.
an all-time show.
So good.
And then an hour of Two Broke Girls. And so I went to go see. I was like, oh, you know what? These would be great to just, my background shows. When
Yeah,
you want to
yeah,
watch
yeah.
something easy, like Parks and Rec or, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, get them in the rotation. I was like, oh man, I gotta watch these. I've seen most of King of Queens, but none of Two Broke Girls. And the 2 episodes I saw, one of them was the very first episode. And it was hysterical. So that's where I'm
I
at.
never thought.
Nice. Very nice. Let's move on to some news topics quick, and we'll get out of here. What do you say?
Let's do it.
I like it.
So
That was really good.
that's another. Okay, so first up on news topics here, huge, massive movie news
Massive.
coming out of the HBO Max corner and Warner Brothers. So Warner Brothers decides that for 2021, that all of their movies are going to come out day and date in theaters, their normal dates, but also day and date on HBO Max.
That is wild.
For 1 month. This is bananas. And this is not certain movies. This is all of their movies.
And there's going to be no price change, right?
no, not that they've said no. I mean, I think this is just like, this is going to have people flocking to HBO Max.
Oh, yeah.
You got
Yeah.
movies like King Kong versus Godzilla, Godzilla versus King Kong,
Yep.
The Matrix 4. You have Dune.
Dune.
You have
Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman. You have Suicide Squad.
Yep.
You have every what are some other ones? Well, every movie that is coming out for WB in 2021 is gonna be on HBO Max for a month after its release. It's bananas.
Right, and there's no like window, right? It's the same day it's coming out.
Same-
in theaters.
Same day.
Same day it comes out in theaters,
That's
it comes out on
crazy.
HBO Max, and then it's on there for 30 days.
You know
So you
what?
know what I want to know? Oh, good. I mean,
I was just going to say, while I love this, it's awesome. I'm really afraid that it is the first nail in the coffin of movie theaters.
See, I would tend to agree with you, and I think that a lot of other people also think this as well. Here's my spin zone to make me feel better.
Spin me.
Okay. Here's my spin zone. I think that Warner Brothers finally has seen the writing on the wall that things aren't going to get back to 100% normal anytime soon. So here's what we do. For all the people that still want to go to the movie theaters, you make your decision, you go to the movie theaters. Anybody that wants to watch it, hey, you can still watch our movies. Essentially, they're coming out with this goodwill move so people can watch their movies at home. Good. But also, it's all about the scheduling. Movie scheduling is a nightmare for actors and for production studios. They need to keep it moving, baby. They need to keep getting new movies and new scripts, and they need to be writing. They're thinking about 2023, 2024. They're thinking about what movies are coming out in those times. So for this year, yeah, fucking get it out. And maybe this is a test for certain movies.
Is it
Maybe
for
there's
starting with Wonder Woman? They're going to be doing this?
yes, for all through 2021.
Through Christmas.
Yeah. So I think that this is just like 2021 is not going to be the new norm. I think that there's going to be some movies in the future that do this, and I think that maybe that's a new subset of movie. That it's like, okay, it's not a straight to TV movie. It's not a straight to streaming service movie, but it's like a hybrid. It's in the theaters and it's on streaming. And then I think there's some movies that are just on theaters.
Right.
What we are going to see more of is you're going to see movies coming to streaming services much faster.
Yeah.
That's my spin zone to help me, rationalize movies staying alive. Because honestly, I'm going to still want to see Dune in IMAX.
Oh, my God.
It's just
So did Batman get shuffled to 2022 yet? Because it's scheduled for has been scheduled 2021.
and that's a Warner Brothers movie. That's a very good question.
I didn't see that on the list.
I didn't
but
see that
that might
either.
be because it's in the fall, right? Wasn't it supposed to come out next fall?
Yeah, maybe
But so
they're
is
planning.
Dune.
Maybe
Dune
they're,
is supposed to come out next fall.
but it was supposed to come out this fall.
It's supposed to come out it's supposed to be out now.
Yeah, maybe that's a good point. Maybe that's going to be pushed off, or maybe that's one of the movies where like we can't afford to not show this in the theaters. But I would assume they think about that with Dune too.
Yeah.
And Dune
But
might
they're
be
still
more
putting it in
esoteric.
theaters, right?
What?
They're still putting it in theaters. You just
Right.
have the option of HBO Max now.
Yeah.
So for me, I mean, it's a win-win for fans because you can watch it however you feel more comfortable watching it.
Yeah.
The people who want to go to the theater are still going to go to the theater. And if anything, the people who are like on the fence about maybe movies they're not obsessed with and want to see, you can watch it on HBO Max, and if you love it, you can go see it again in the theater.
Yeah.
So you're not necessarily like spending more money because you already have HBO Max as a streaming service anyway.
Yep.
So it's not like you're paying twice to see it in the theater.
Yeah.
But my question was, is this going to put enough pressure on Roku to finally strike a deal with HBO Max? Because I've been pulling my goddamn teeth out. No, well, because they announced HBO Max has this deal with Amazon. Oh, put it on your Fire Stick. Everything's going to be okay. No, false. You need a Fire TV. I'm not going to go get a new TV just to stream HBO Max. So now on my Fire Stick, I can't watch anything. I can't watch HBO. I can't watch HBO Max because the HBO Now app automatically got converted to HBO Max, but I can't access HBO Max. So now I can't watch anything on HBO on the Fire Stick. What kind of bullshit is that?
What kind of TV do you have?
A bunch. I have all different kinds of TVs.
Well, so are any of the TVs smart TVs?
I have one smart TV, but it's older than 2016.
Okay, so it doesn't have. Okay, I'm trying to think.
But isn't it like how can you so I can't like re-download HBO Now. It's just HBO Max, and I either have to download the HBO app, but I have to sign up and pay.
Yeah.
Or nothing on a Fire Stick. Like, why would you not at least give these people with the Fire Stick the opportunity to watch HBO Now, which I'm paying for?
HBO Max executive on Roku deal. Will get it done. 8 hours ago. CNET.com.
Oh, please. Jesus. I need it.
That's crazy. Well, it's going to be everywhere. HBO Max is going to, I mean, Netflix, I think, is still king. I think. HBO Max is a different animal because it's also it's been a paid subscription technically for a very long time. I mean, it's extra on top of cable. It's been the original but now since it's streaming and not just on your TV, you know, it still has that huge following and whatever. And a lot of people, cable cutters, have HBO Max because they still want HBO, but they don't want to pay for cable.
I do love the HBO library though. Like, just having all those old shows to watch.
It's quality. It's quality stuff. There's no fluff. There's very little fluff on HBO.
Right. It's just, I mean, with Netflix, it's almost all fluff except the NCCU.
It's the or I was just gonna say the fucking Christmas. That's absurd.
It's ridiculous. They say I'm on there for 45 minutes. I can't find something like I got to watch The Office again.
So this is bananas. I can't believe it's happening, and I'm so excited to watch all these most of these movies at home.
And I do think the fans luck out. I mean, I love movie theaters, not as much as you, but I do enjoy going to the movies, so I don't want to see them like go extinct.
Yeah.
But I think this for a temporary, not solution, but like a temporary change, I'm super excited for because being able to watch it from home is like so awesome.
Yeah, and being able to watch from home in a perfect world is great. Like that's awesome. Especially if like you have a good surround sound or you have a sound bar that's really good, you have a nice TV, you can get the room nice and dark, perfect situation. You can really watch a movie at home can be just as good as the movie in theater. You're never going to have as good popcorn, but that's just what it is. But the other thing that people have to realize, and a lot of people don't, is that there's limitations to how good you can see a movie at home. HBO is notorious for terrible codecs and compression quality for their streaming stuff. It just doesn't look as good as like a Netflix 4K or Hulu 4K. They all have these different and I won't pretend to know exactly the intricate details, but HBO was known, and they're saying that Wonder Woman's going to be the first HDR Dolby Digital, streaming movie. So they're going to start with that, and probably all these movies are going to have good quality. But
that movie was filmed like almost 3 years ago.
It's crazy. That's bananas.
That movie needs to come out.
Yeah, and so there's a lot with that too. Like hopefully all that stuff gets fixed in the streaming future, because that's something that's big for people that like you're not sure you can watch it at home and it's comfortable and you can have a great TV, but you're limited to how good you can stream it. That's why a lot of people stick with physical discs, because it's not, you're physically putting that on the TV, and there's no you don't have to worry about the network and the size of the movie that's coming in, the coding and all that. So
yeah.
Anyway, so are we gonna say this bird story?
Yeah,
for
we'll
another
save
time?
we'll save the birds for another cold open.
We can save the TV show too one if you want.
Yeah, let's save that one. I'll touch briefly on this last one. Oscar Isaac today was named or attached to a Metal Gear Solid movie, which is a very famous video game that started on the PlayStation, or started on NES Metal Gear, and then Metal Gear Solid on the PlayStation, developed by Hideo Kojima. And he had been over the last few years been like kind of like trying to get this role,
Right.
and finally
That's
he got.
cool when that happens. When someone like wants to like, there's rumors of this person, and he's like, "Oh shit, this would be awesome," and he does it.
Yeah, and there's not a great track record for video game movies.
No.
Tom Holland just wrapped on the Uncharted movie, which is
Really?
yeah.
How fast of a shoot was that?
They shot that incredibly fast. It was delayed. They shot it. They're done, and now they're doing like I think he has to go back and do like some pickup shots or whatever,
Yeah.
but it's done.
Holy
He moved on to Spider-Man.
Yeah,
He went from Uncharted and started on Spider-Man. So, but I think that there's a time where we're in a time where there's a lot of these directors that go out that are attached, like lovingly attached to these franchises, and there's a lot more to go off of because video games are like movies now.
Yeah.
Like the way you watch them and the way you play them. So I think there's a lot more to go off of. So hopefully we won't get into a future where now these movies are starting to get really good, and the people who are doing them care for the IP. So that's pretty cool, and we're getting started on that with Oscar Isaac as Solid Snake. Pretty cool.
And has he been confirmed for Moon Knight yet?
Yes, in an article that I was reading, it was talking about how he's attached to all like these really awesome projects coming up, and one of them was he's Moon Knight
Right. And for those of you who don't know,
for Disney
Ryan,
Plus, right? It's a Disney Plus show.
So Moon Knight is sort of like Marvel's Batman, except the difference is I did my research. I'm not going to sit here and pretend I know or read a single fucking Moon Knight comic book, but he's someone with a lot of money, with a lot of training, who decides he wants to fight crime, but he also has some sort of like superhuman ability and almost like a split personality disorder. So when he's Moon Knight, he's Moon Knight. When he's, himself, he's himself. He's never, both of them at the same time. You know what I mean?
Interesting.
And then when he does his, behind the scenes detective work, he's a third person. I think that's how he shakes out during my, very primitive research. But either way, I'm super interested in it. I think it'll be awesome.
Yeah.
Sounds like Vanessa Hudgens in the Princess Switch. Switched again.
I am not
plays-
familiar.
She plays 3 different roles.
Oh, the Princess Switch. Is that a Christmas movie?
So it's the Princess Switch switched again. That's the name of the sequel.
Oh, switched again.
Yeah, she plays 3 different roles, so it sounds pretty similar. I know what you're talking about.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll talk more about that next week.
Okay. And to tease, we're going to be talking about birds next week.
Birds.
Birds.
And I guess I have a good, because I flip-flopped on birds. I'm a bird guy now.
That's shocking to me.
Well,
you couldn't have been more anti-bird.
All it takes is you become a Birdman in D&D, and
That's right.
that's it.
That's right. Oh, man. Do you know what the real truth is, though? That birds are really robots. But you guys aren't ready for that conversation.
Oh, Jesus. I don't think I am.
Well, for Average Nobodies, episode 102, that's going to do it for today. Again, we're sponsored by Ground Beef. Supermarkets, buy it by the pound. Stew it, grill it, marinate it. Beef still arrives. All right.
What the fuck?
Run from it. Beef still arrives.